It has been 21 years and 9 straight playoff series, but the Twins did it. They beat the Toronto Blue Jays, and they are moving on in the ALDS to face the Houston Astros. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I am literally speechless. I am so excited. This was awesome. Okay, these were some of the best 2 games I've seen in a long time from the Twins. They were not perfect, okay? We're going to talk about that. They were not the best games in terms of offense, pitching, maybe defense. Okay, we could probably give them that one, but they got out-hit in this series. They got out-hit in today's game, but they find a way to win. They scratch across 2 runs, beat the Blue Jays 2-0, and take the series sweep 2-0 as well. In Minnesota, too. They clinch on home turf. Obviously, they have to because they play all the wild card games there. But this has been so long coming, and I'm so excited that it finally happened. I've never seen this before in my life that I can actually remember. I was like 3 or 4 the last time the Twins won a playoff series, okay? So let's talk about this. The Twins win 2-0. Let's go right into the hitting because there wasn't a ton of it today. Like I said, the Twins got out-hit. They got out-hit yesterday, but they found a way to scratch across 2 runs, and they did it in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's a bunch of zeros on the board, except for in the bottom of the 4th when they found a way to get the job done. Let's talk about it. Let's go to all here in the box score and go to the 4th inning. So there were some big moments in pitching. We'll talk about those too, but the pitching wasn't great up to this point. So, honestly, these 2 runs that the Twins scored, and even from the broadcasters, Alex Rodriguez was saying, 2 runs is great. The Twins obviously will take it, but with how hot the Blue Jays were, their bats were good. Obviously, the pitching for the Twins has been good, but we exhausted a lot of our good guys yesterday, and then they came back and pitched today. Jackson, Durant, it didn't seem like this game was going to be 2-0. So, these 2 runs were huge. And it started out with a walk to Royce Lewis. Okay, I'll mention Jose Barrios in a second. He got pulled after the walk to Royce Lewis. Okay, Royce Lewis was treated like Mike Trout in 2015, 2017, whenever he won his several MVP awards. I know 2015 he didn't, but regardless, he was treated like Mike Trout today. He was treated like Barry Bonds in 2004. Every time he came up to the plate, they gave they threw out a new pitcher. They said, "We're not touching you." Nothing was really close. Until I think Garcia actually struck him out once. But Royce Lewis is great. I love the guy. He's awesome. He's great. He's good. But, man, he's not Barry Bonds, and they were scared of him, which is totally fine after he hit 2 home runs yesterday. But so he walks. Max Kepler comes in off of Kikuchi. Okay, we knew Kikuchi would probably pitch because the Blue Jays were down to their last, they had to win this game, right? This was a must-win game. He singles, okay? So first and second, here you go. They bring in new batters to platoon against the lefty Kikuchi. So Donovan Solano comes in. He walks. So Kikuchi struggling. And then Carlos Correa, 9 for 19 off this dude. Boom. Right back up the middle. Singles. And that scores a run. Unfortunately, Willie Castro came in, replaced Matt Wallner. He grounded into a double play, which honestly I was fine with at this time. If you were watching the game live with me, I said, who cares? We got another run. Let's take it. And that went up 2-0. Obviously, it ended up being the game. Well, Carlos Correa's single was the game winner, but these 2 runs by the Twins and Castro getting into double play did not bother me whatsoever. Obviously, you would have liked to score more, but those 2 runs was what we needed. So that was the entire offense, okay? Carlos Correa has been great in this series. We're going to talk about one play in particular, and I would choose him to be my MVP of this series. I know Royce Lewis hit 2 home runs, but I'm telling you, Carlos Correa, if we didn't have him and he didn't play like he did this weekend, we might lose this whole series. I'm not even joking you. So let's go back to the pitching. It wasn't perfect. Like I said, it kind of gave my heart attack. I was having severe anxiety throughout Sonny Gray pitching today, and it started in the 1st inning. He gave up a single to George Springer right away, first batter of the game. And yesterday, that Springer reached on an error, and I was like, oh no, this is going to be a long game, a long series. If that's going to be the case, we give up an error right away. Single today, okay, not great. He gets the strikeout of Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt was trash. I don't know if he's really good and he just sucked this playoffs, but he was garbage. I don't think he had a hit. I don't think he touched the ball. He was so bad, and that's really good because it helped Sonny Gray get a strikeout. Then he gave up a single to Bo Bichette. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but runners on first and second, and then he strikes out Cavan Biggio. Like, this was a turning point in this game, and it was right away because he didn't throw him a single fastball. It was all curveballs and sweepers. And then he froze him on a backdoor sweeper. I don't know what he was looking for. That's all he was seeing. It was right down the middle of the plate. Honestly, I say backdoor. It like started outside. It was moving like crazy. But it started outside the zone, went back in. He froze him. And that was a turning point in this game. It actually would have given the Toronto Blue Jays like a 50% chance to win the game still. But it lowered it to 45. I don't know what that really means, but it seems significant. So that was a huge moment for Sonny Gray. Struck him out on a 3-2 count, obviously, so a huge moment. In the second inning, he gave up another single and a sac bunt, so guy in scoring position, a walk to Matt Chapman, two guys in scoring position, I believe, and then Max Kepler makes the third out. So already, 2 hits in the first, a hit, a bunt, a walk in the second. Things are not looking good. He finally cleared it up until the 5th inning, all right? This was the biggest turning point in this game. And like I said, if this doesn't happen with Carlos Correa, I think we could lose this game. I think we could lose the series. Again, going back to yesterday and the plays that he made. So in the 5th inning, Twins had just scored their 2 runs. Here comes Dalton Varsho, grounds out. Great. Looking good. George Springer singles again. Not great. Brandon Belt didn't touch the ball a single time all series. Great. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. walks. Okay. Runners on first and second. Bichette is up. A wild pitch is thrown. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Your best hitter probably at the plate. It's Bichette. He had 2 hits already in this game. 2 for 2 at this point. Was really good yesterday. The guy hits 200 hits a year. That's about 300. Like, this is the best hitter that the Blue Jays have. It is a 3-2 count. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gonna take off to third, and then obviously the trail runner behind him. Well, what does Sonny Gray do? Little 1-2, pick off. They got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and that changes the game. It ends the inning, and the Blue Jays do not score. Ultimately, it would have been Louis Varland who comes in and strikes Bo Bichette out anyway. So who knows if what would have happened if Bo Bichette actually got to hit off of Sonny Gray. It was his 3rd time seeing him. You could not script that any better. That is how that 3rd out was recorded in the 5th inning. Like I said, it changed the entire game because who knows what happens. Facing a guy the 3rd time, you see one more pitch. Obviously, guys were, this is the heart of their lineup. It changed the game, okay? And this is why I give Carlos Correa the MVP, is because yesterday he makes the play at home to throw out Bichette. Today, he gets the game-winning run, and then makes the play at shortstop. If you don't have those 3 things, I don't think you win this game. I don't think you win the series, and that's why I think that he's your MVP. Royce Lewis, a very close second, obviously, but that was huge. That was huge today. Obviously, the offense wasn't great otherwise. You got to give credit to the Blue Jays, but one of the biggest questions that I think again changes the perplexity and how this game goes is Barrios was pulled in that 4th inning. Like I said, gave up a walk to Royce Lewis and was pulled from the game. So his final line was 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, and 5 strikeouts. He looked fine. I don't know how many pitches he threw. I think it was like 41. I can't find it really quickly. Let's see. Why can I not find him? Barrios, 47 pitches. 47 pitches, and he was gone from the game. And this is a must-win situation. I know that, like I was just saying to Sonny Gray, you see a guy a 3rd time, you start to get to the heart of the order. Guy obviously burned him yesterday. And what Alex Rodriguez said was this looked like it was a decision made based on a spreadsheet last night. And I don't disagree with him, but man, what a difference it makes that Barrios was taken out of this game. Yes, he was a Twin. We know how he pitches. He pitched against us this year. He pitched with us for like the last 5-6 years before, we traded him a couple of years ago. We knew how he pitched. I think that played into it a little bit, but if they don't take him out of the game, they don't put a lefty in. Correa rakes off lefties. I think the Twins do really well off righties in general, so maybe they wanted to take him out because of that. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered off of that, but that was the changing point in this game, obviously, because the runs were scored off Kikuchi, and, I mean, if you don't take him out, who knows? The Twins' bats clearly were struggling against a pretty good pitching rotation. The Blue Jays, Gosman's good, and Barrios is really good as well. So, man, they had chances, we had chances, but we made the plays that mattered, and that's what's the difference between us going to the ALDS and playing the Astros rather than the Blue Jays having to play Game 3. This is what I won't get into this too much because we're running long, and I want to talk about this in another video, but this sets us up for Joe Ryan and a potential then back to Pablo and back to Sonny. Again, maybe you put a bullpen game in there because you want to give them full rest, and if they have another rest day before they come back to Minnesota, it sets you up for a ton of possibilities, and it sets you up for a really, really strong start against a good team. Obviously, you'll be on the road first. So, really awesome job by the Twins. I'm so happy. I'm so excited that this is how it played out. We get the shutout win. The momentum is in our hands. Let's go to Houston and kick some Astro. That's funny. That's hilarious. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.